Welcome to the Sweet Life Coaching Podcast, connecting real people with expert advice to achieve a healthier lifestyle and live a more fulfilling and abundant life. Here is your host, Coach Tavia.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to my show. It's the Sweet Life Coaching Podcast. And today I am going to be running solo today. And it's going to be a quick podcast today, but nonetheless, it's going to be juicy. And yeah, we're going to get downright juicy today. And I just got back from this amazing conference from Cell Core Biosciences, learned all the things about muscle testing. We learned all the things about emotions and parasites and all the bugs, if you will, that run in our gut, run in our body and make us sick. You're like, what are you talking about, girl? So I want to talk a little bit about today about the hidden things that you may have never even thought about and why your gut may be hurting today. And one of the most important things here is I want to talk about the gut and the brain connection. The gut and the brain connection is so important. You guys, when your gut is off, your brain's going to be off. When your gut is off, you're not going to sleep right. You're not going to think right. You're going to have brain fog. You're going to have all these different things, right? So a lot of times people, I just had a client in here a couple months ago, and he was told it was all in his head. He said he had anxiety. I see a lot of people with anxiety, especially post, the pandemic and stuff. People are experiencing a lot of anxiety. And I have my own guesses around that. Obviously, there are certain reasons, right? I got kind of stressed, but there's also some other secondary reasons we need to be looking into. And anxiety just doesn't happen. It doesn't. Okay. The brain goes haywire for whatever reason, because we are under stress, but maybe we're not eating right. Maybe there's an underlying infection going on. Maybe there's a post-infection going on. If you're following me, there's a hidden infection that's going on. There's always a reason. I want to really emphasize that. I always talk about root cause. I always talk about the reason. There's always a reason why things go haywire, you guys. Whether it's, something genetically, that predisposition to, right? If there's something you're exposed to, there's always a reason. There just always is, right? Excuse me. Now, does that mean that we can fix everything out there and everybody is fixable? No, not everybody's fixable. Not everybody's right in the right healing mindset, first and foremost, but also some things just, we have to live with, right? But we can adapt. But I'm a true believer that when there is something that arises out of the blue, when there is something that just isn't adding up, I like to look a little bit deeper. When I was first diagnosed with Lyme, I'm like, okay, I have Lyme disease. What the heck? Where'd this come from? And then other things started unraveling. My first symptom of Lyme basically was gut problems, right? Now, little did I know that this gut problem, which we're going to talk about here, had a lot to do with my health, and it was a bigger problem than I thought. Lyme is a problem, but what goes along with Lyme disease is parasites, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit today, about parasites, the brain, blah blah blah. Again, this is going to be short and sweet, but I just wanted to kind of mention this because I feel like there's a lot of people going out there right now. They're struggling with anxiety, depression. Their guts off, their sleeps off, things like that. Now, yes, most assuredly, can this be a condition of some environmental factors that have happened? Absolutely. I'm not dismissing that. But we also had something, guys, that was attached to this in the last couple of years. And that was a little bug, right? That was going around in our world. And it was a virus, right? Now, with this little virus going around, again, I am not a medical doctor. This is completely my opinion. This is completely based off my experiences, what I've known in my research around other doctors and other practitioners. This is stuff that I have uncovered, okay? And I'm just sharing it with you. It's just food for thought, okay? Food for thought. Please don't scream at me. This is just stuff I want you to consider, because maybe, just maybe, this might affect you. Maybe this might be something you go, aha, maybe I need to be checked for that. Okay. So here's the deal. Going back to, I was mentioning the word parasites, a gut, blah, blah, blah. Okay, guys, everybody has parasites. I'm just going to tell you that. Pretty much everybody's been exposed to a parasite in their lifetime. You've probably had one. You didn't even know it. Parasites can be transmitted through mosquitoes. Who's been bit by a mosquito? Raise your hand. Everybody, right? Pretty much. Parasites can be anywhere and everywhere. Now, it's up to the immune system to target and the proper digestive system to get rid of parasites. But I'll tell you right now, they're not easy to get rid of. Okay. So in this conference that I went to, my favorite part of the conference was learning about parasites. It was totally disgusting. But yet on the same hand, I knew a lot about it because I too had been, because of Lyme. When you get Lyme disease, most people, Lyme is a parasite and you have secondary infections, if you will, and co-infections, and they're all bugs. They're all parasites, and they love to just hang out in the body, hang out in the gut. They also love to hang out in the female region. Ladies, I just want to point that out too. If you have female problems, you may need to be checked for parasites. Just saying, okay? Not everything's a bacterial infection or a yeast infection. There's things that need to be checked, okay? So with that being said, so I want to talk a little bit about parasites. And parasites, there's tons of different parasites, okay? I'm just going to kind of name them off really quick. What they are, there's nematodes, there's cestodes, there's trematodes, strongylides, protozoa, sporozoa, ropeworms. And then also the yuck of these parasites, what they also do is they also contribute to ammonia in the body. They produce ammonia. And I want to ask you this question, kind of gross, but if you've ever gone to the bathroom and you smelled like a really strong ammonia smelling in either your feces or your urine, you may want to get checked for parasites. Now, here's the thing, guys. I want to really, really point this out with parasites. Not all parasites come out in the stool. Those little buggers like to attach to the side of your wall, and they like to stay in your body. Liver flukes are on your liver. I had liver flukes. I passed liver flukes. A lot of people have passed liver flukes. They have them. And here's how you know, or you can think if you've actually had any kind of parasite exposure. Have you ate red meat in your lifetime? Have you ever had pork, beef, chicken, just by chance? Then you've been exposed to parasites. Have you ever traveled outside the country, maybe a different country? Have you had water from a different source? Even well water can have parasites. If you just breathe the air around us, you might just have a parasite. No, parasites don't come from the air. But nonetheless, so what I'm getting at is everybody has a possible exposure to parasites. And here's the thing, guys. When our immune system is at its weakest, if you're suffering with something, say a viral infection or another infection, a lot of times these little bugs like to come out, or they'll like to fester, if you will. And so a lot of times people who have issues with brain fog and things like definitely gut stuff, of course, gut aches, anything in the sinuses. Guys, parasites can be in the sinuses. They can come in the brain. They live in your kidneys, your stomach, your large intestine, your bladder, your intestines, your pancreas, your gallbladder, and most certainly your liver, and even your lungs. So looking back over the last couple of years, what did this virus attack a lot of people? Lungs, right? So lungs were attacked. And let's see, other things were attacked, sinuses, head stuff, things like that, right? So again, I'm not saying that this virus causes parasites. I'm saying that there could be something that has spurred up inside of you because your immune system got attacked by another virus. So parasites can hang out for a long, long time. Excuse me. And so for me and my story, I had Lyme disease. And I was like, parasites, I have parasites? No, I don't. I had a stool test done, all these tests done, nothing. They never said I had a parasite. They're like, you don't have parasites. Didn't come out. Parasites don't like to come out until you push them out, until you cut their oxygen off. I've talked about this in some other previous podcasts that I've talked about a little bit about parasites. But I want to emphasize again that this isn't something that your doctor normally will just be like, oh yeah, you got a parasite, unless you actively see one. yourself, or you actively help cut the oxygen off and push it out. You're not going to see it. So in this course that I took, I have actually some samples of, they're basically little samples. You're not going to see the worms in my office, but of where I can test you to see if you actually have any of those parasites that I named off. Again, I'm not giving you a diagnosis. This is a finding. I want to put that out. This is a finding. We always back it up with science. We always back it up with blood work. We always back it up with whatever. So we can definitely find out what is going on if there's indication that you possibly may have a parasite that is being missed. Guys, parasites are huge. They're so huge. And people go into the ER, they go into the doctor, they talk, and they're like, I got gut issues. They say I have IBS, IBD. They say I have GERD. I have H. pylori. They said I have all these things going on. I'm telling you right now, they will not tell you if you have a parasite, the cause of it. What are the causes of all these stomach things, right? The stomach's going on. It's our microbiome is so sensitive. It's so sensitive. And if you have anything going on in there, it's going to throw your whole body off, right? I mean, parasites are just, they're nasty. And I get so frustrated because honestly, no one told me about this. So I'm telling you about this. Okay. And it can affect your joints. It causes inflammation. People say they have rheumatoid arthritis. Why? What's going on? Is it a virus? Is it a bacteria? Is it a parasite? Your joints are very anaerobic. They don't have a lot of oxygen. Bugs love the joints, guys. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Bugs love the joints. Okay. So I've had my knees injected because we found bugs in them. Okay. You're like, ew, you found bugs in your knees? No. It's in the joints, guys. And my knees are fine now, by the way, because I did ozone treatment, which is another whole topic to talk about. But I want to bring this up to you because it's so imperative that you know that when you go to the doctor and you're like, I have IBS, I have Crohn's, I have colitis, those are all inflammatory conditions. Okay. A lot of times with those are secondary post conditions where you get anxious, depressed. Maybe you just have anxiety and depression, and potentially there's no gut stuff going on. Okay. Got it. I totally got it. So maybe it is something going on, chemical imbalance in the brain, blah, blah, blah. But here's the other thing, guys. Anything chemically imbalanced in the brain is a neurotoxin. Okay. It's a neurotoxin going on. There's something that's causing this chemical imbalance in your brain going on. There's not just one, it just doesn't happen. And so I just want to point that out again. Things just don't happen overnight. Things happen for a reason. Again, if it's genetics, great. Then it's a genetic component, right? So my little man in a can if you come into my office or seen some of my other little talks, my little man in the can, I talk about what makes our body, nutrition, what makes up our health, Genetics is at the ground floor, right? But genetics plays a small part of ultimately how we feel. It's very, very small. Old research said yes. New research says, nope, it's not a thing anymore. It has to do what we put in our mouth, what we're exposed to, and all of those plays a bigger part. So I want to point that out. So think about this. Remember the old saying, you are what you eat? What you eat does play a part in how you feel. 100%. What you drink, 100% makes you feel. Are you toxic because you're drinking soda pop and caffeine all the time? Are you dehydrated because you're drinking those things? Most people are dehydrated, FYI. We need to cleanse the system, clean your guts out. So in a nutshell, again, this is going to be really, really quick today. I want you to know that there are things to look for when your tummy isn't feeling right, okay? There's the gut-brain connection. If your brain is off, your gut's probably off. If your gut's off, your brain's going to be off. There's a second brain. Your gut is your second brain. If you have an IBS, GERD, IBD, diverticulitis, Crohn's, colitis, other things, and you're just taking medication and it's just putting a Band-Aid over it and it's not getting any better, maybe it's time to look into parasites. Maybe it's time to look a little bit deeper and say, I got more bugs in there that I need to clean out. Let me know. I am here for you. There are resources, and I have other doctors and practitioners that will back me on this. And there's other doctors out there that you can look to. If you don't want to go to me, I will refer you to a MD, an ND, a naturopathic doctor, or another doctor that specializes in this, so you can get the right information. I don't care who you go to. I just want you to feel better. And I want you to have this information because there are things out there that can help. You don't need to suffer. You don't need to just put a Band-Aid on it and put something to just calm the system down. I'm telling you, I did that. I've been there. They gave me, they said I had IBS. They said I had diverticulitis. They gave me Bentyl. They gave me Pepcid. They gave me omeprazole. I went through all that crap. Guess what, guys? It did nothing. Absolutely nothing until I cleared the parasites, till I got to the root cause of what was going on in my gut. I had all these allergies to foods. I was down to like 125 pounds, 120 pounds. I'm 5'8". I shouldn't be that weight. I was really skinny. Every food reacted to me. I had toxicity. I had mold. I have bacteria. I had fungal. I had all these things going on. So if you are not feeling good, don't sit there. Don't sit there any longer. Let's get you some answers. If I can't get you answers, I will direct you to the person in my neck of the woods or in my organization and get you the right answers. I care about you. You need to know this information. Please, please, please don't stay sick. You deserve to be well. Your cost of health is worth every penny. What is it to cost you to be well? What does it cost you to be sick? Being sick, guys, is way more expensive than being well. I'm telling you that right now. I will say eating well does cost a little extra, but the end game is you're going to feel better. You're going to spend less on doctor's appointments and chasing things and missing work and calling in sick. And I had to run to Germany to get well. My God, you know how much that cost? Like, you guys, I mean, we depleted our savings for me to get well. Luckily, we had savings, but we had to start all over. I'm not rich whatsoever. We had to, my husband and I, we had to pull money from wherever. We didn't ask for money for anybody. We had to pull it from, and we had to struggle for a while to get me well. There's no price to pay for your health. You are worth it. Every single penny. I want to point that out. Every single penny, you are worth it. Don't suffer anymore. Get your answers. If your gut is off, your brain is off, don't live like that. Okay? Be well. I love you. I care about you. And let's just hope that you get your answers today. And I pray that you get answers today because you're worth every penny. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Bye, guys.
You've been listening to the Sweet Life Coaching Podcast. To learn more about the topics mentioned on today's show, please visit sweetcoachtavia.com.